talking about something else that sounds delicious in the kitchen. Vanessa, what's Chef Chad cooking?
Yes, okay, so I'm seeing some eggs boiling right now. Tell us, what are we cooking today?
Well, first of all, it's not strawberries and cream. I wish I had known, or we would have prepared better.
True, but you are having something sweet later.
We will have something sweet later on, so we'll make up for it for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're making today a spicy shrimp deviled eggs. You know, we're almost to picnic time. Memorial Day's coming up. People are thinking deviled eggs. So we're gonna make our deviled eggs, but then we're gonna kick it up a notch with some spice.
Okay, this is my type of segment because I like it spicy. I've never had a spicy shrimp deviled egg, so I'm kind of curious on some of the ingredients. So what would this include?
Perfect. So typical deviled eggs here, we're going to do, we're going to boil up some eggs, mayonnaise, mustard, relish, salt, pepper, the usual stuff. But then we get to some jalapenos and also some shrimp. So that really dresses it up. But I also want to talk today a little bit about technique working with eggs. You know, some of the biggest questions we always get is, how do I boil eggs so that they come out perfect? Whether you're looking for a certain temperature or doneness, or you want to peel them easily.
Okay,
that is the key right there.
Helpful because I typically, when I boil eggs, I'm just looking for a crack. That's just my way. Once I see the crack, I'm like, okay, they're cooked.
Yeah. Well, if you ask 10 different people, chefs, home cooks, whatever, you're going to get how to make the perfect boiled egg to peel easily. You're going to get 10 different answers. And some of them may work. I can tell you for sure that some of them don't, but everybody's got their solution. So I'm going to tell you what I do, and we'll go from there. So I have eggs boiling here. I put them into cold water, put it on the heat, let that come to a boil. Now I've also put in some oil, about a tablespoon of oil. Somehow gets into those shells, makes them come right off. I can't explain the science of it.
Okay.
And then we're also going to put a little bit of salt.
Okay, this is helpful.
And we are going to let those boil for a few minutes, and then we'll take them off, let them sit for 15 minutes. We'll turn on every burner on the stove while I'm doing that, and then they're going to come right off. You'll see.
So, Chef Kirtland, what was the purpose of adding the salt?
The salt helps the water boil, and like I was saying, somehow that oil and the salt help the shell come off easier. Can't explain it, but it works.
I'm gonna have to try it. All right, well, when we come back, we're gonna do the next process. You're gonna turn on all of these thermostats or the oven. You're gonna turn on everything on the oven here and the stove. So we'll come back. Jen, I'll toss it to you.
Well, we are back in the kitchen with Chef Chad Kirtland with Rouse's, and you are making a spicy shrimp deviled egg. And so we boiled the eggs earlier, and so what are we doing now?
So we boiled the eggs. Let's go all the way back to the beginning.
Yep.
We put the eggs in cold water, just enough water to cover the eggs. We boiled them for 3 minutes, then we set them aside off the heat for 15 minutes. Just let them soak. A lot of people like to do the ice bath. I'll do that sometimes, but this is the method that I've been using that works pretty well. Now, here's the moment of truth. We're going to peel some eggs. So, I want you to take one of these, and you peel one, I'll peel one.
Oh gosh.
I know. This is the scary part. Is it going to work on camera or not?
So luckily this one was already coming off just a little bit.
So, one thing I always do when I'm making, especially deviled eggs, inevitably, some of them are not going to peel perfectly, so cook more than you need. And whatever's left, you make egg salad with.
Very good point. And
how's yours coming?
It's going. Is there a strategy to not having it be little pieces, or is it just what you can get off?
Whatever you can get off, and then as soon as you get that membrane going that's underneath the shell, then you've got it.
Okay, see, you can tell.
All right, so I'm going to let you keep working with that. I've got one that came out pretty good, and I've got a few here. And what we've done is we've cut the eggs, taken the yolk out. So we are using the yolk to make our stuffing inside. And we're going to put some mayonnaise, fresh, brand new mayonnaise.
Oh, yes.
We're going to use mustard. Let's see if this one's, oh, look, brand new fresh mustard.
See, it's the best way to do it, though.
Nothing but the freshest here on Studio 10. How you coming over there?
I'm coming. You know what? It's a tedious task, but it's so worth it. I'm realizing now making this, I've never made deviled eggs before.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you're doing pretty well there.
Thank you.
I think you might have a future in this.
I was going to say, I've moved to the South, and they're a big thing down here, but when you move down here and you go to other family gatherings, there's typically always that family member that's in charge of bringing them.
Exactly.
And so I'm not there yet.
And then that recipe gets passed down and passed down and passed down.
Oh, there you go. Now I'm really starting to get it.
So let me just go ahead and get through this part of the recipe because I think y'all are going to have to go soon. We're going to put in mayonnaise, yellow mustard, pickle relish, salt and pepper. That's all I need for this because we're going to have some strong flavors coming up in what we're adding to the eggs later.
You know,
Some
I got it
people
pretty
might
well.
put, I've had olives in my deviled eggs, I've had jalapenos, but we're going to have the spice on top. All right, so we'll mix all that together. All right, let's see how you did.
I got it.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
By
I mean,
the
if you
end
can
of it,
get
it
on-
just kind of fell off. So, I mean, it was good.
So our method worked, and Jennifer did a great job peeling eggs. She is on her way to becoming a deviled egg queen.
I am almost there. Baby steps, and then we'll get there. And so you just went ahead and made that stuffing. And so coming up in just a little bit, what are we going to be working on?
We're going to work on the toppings. We're putting some spicy shrimp. We're going to saute, and we're also going to cut up some jalapenos and put on top.
I am really
A little bit of
excited
heat.
to try this, especially different from your just normal deviled eggs. You get to add on some of those
Yes.
elements and make a big scene at the
That's right.
festivities.
Yep.
Go ahead and surprise folks with what you can do. Well, coming up in just a little bit, we're going to have more with Chef Chad. Vanessa?
We are back in the kitchen with Chef Kirtland from Rouse's Markets. Okay, we've been doing a few steps. What have you been doing so far?
All right, so while we were gone, we finished making the stuffing. Pretty typical deviled egg stuffing right there. Again, we're going to have the super strong flavors, the great flavors on top of the egg, so we're not worried about putting too much inside of there. Then I took some shrimp from Rouse's. These are Rouse's 2130 shrimp, and I put a little oil in the pan, sauteed them with some Mojo seasoning, sprinkled over the top, got a little citrus flavor, a little bit of kick. You could also marinate them in a Mojo marinade. We sauteed those for about 4 or 5 minutes until they just got translucent. And now I've chopped up some jalapenos, and we're going to put one of these together.
Now, I will say, as you were cooking the shrimp, we just got like that aroma in the studio. It smells so good. And you can actually smell like the spiciness, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. That Mojo seasoning, I recommend everybody get some and play around with it because it's one of my favorite things to work with. So we put jalapeno there in the center, and we've got one of these citrus flavored spiced shrimp there, and it makes a nice little presentation, and this is what you come up with.
Super cute. And then you put a little bit of, what is this overall?
Just a little paprika on there for some color. Yeah. And with the jalapenos, I would say you don't want too big of a jalapeno because the larger the jalapeno, the more heat you're going to get. But you can certainly adjust that as you want. And these are our shrimp and spicy shrimp deviled eggs. We also do something with Conecuh sausage in the eggs. There are a lot of different things you could put in there.
Well, definitely something different that I haven't seen before. Can I try one?
You bet you can.
Okay.
Here we go.
You know, I like the little
I'll try one with you.
spiciness. Okay, here we go. Cheers. Really good. Sorry.
Yep.
All of this can be purchased at Rouse's, right?
All of it can be purchased at Rouse's. I used almost nothing but Rouse's ingredients. Excuse me. Deviled eggs, hard to get down really fast. Rouse's eggs, mustard. I've got Rouse's shrimp in here. Everything you see here you can purchase at Rouse's. Put these together for your Memorial Day picnic. Probably about 20, 30 minutes is all it takes. Easy to make.
So good. Wasn't too spicy. I did get a little bit of heat, but really good. I know Jen is excited to try one for sure.
Jen will save some for you.
Yeah.
Good news right there. I am excited to check that out.